The Libyan Navy is the maritime force of Libya, established in November 1962. It is a fairly typical small navy with a few missile frigates, corvettes and patrol boats to defend the coastline, but with a very limited self-defense capability. The Navy has always been the smallest of Libya's services and has always been dependent on foreign sources for equipment, spare parts, and training. History. Its first warship was delivered in 1966. These were two Ham-class minesweepers from the UK. Initially, the effective force was limited to smaller vessels, but this changed after the rise of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi in 1969. From this time, Libya started to buy armaments from Europe and the Soviet Union. The Customs and Harbour Police were amalgamated with the Navy in 1970, extending the Navy's mission to include anti-smuggling and customs duties. The total personnel of the Libyan Navy is about 8,000. During the 2011 Libyan civil war, several elements of the Libyan Navy were destroyed by NATO forces, including 8 warships in the night before the 20th of May and 1 on the 17th of August. 2 were also captured by the rebels at Benghazi. The Navy began the process of purchasing new boats in May 2012, mainly fast patrol boats for surveillance and border protection purposes, including the MRTP-20 fast attack boat. As of June 2012, the Libyan Navy has been headed by Commodore Hassan Ali Bushnik, Chief of Staff of the Libyan Naval Force. The British Royal Navy along with the Libyan Navy held joint exercises together at Dartmouth Naval College in the UK in June 2012. Background. The Navy's primary mission is to defend the coast. A strengthening of the service was made in the 1970s. The Soviet Union sold 6 Foxtrot-class SSK submarines, and though 2 of them were only averagely serviceable, they became the main threat to the U.S. Navy in the Mediterranean Sea. In the meantime, Libya bought 4 Russian Ninotchka-class corvettes, that even in the export versions were well-armed and powerful ships. Another 4 Assad-class corvettes were acquired from Italy. These had automatic long-range missiles and modern artillery. They were less well-armed as anti-aircraft ships than the Ninotchkas, but, with a displacement almost twice that of a typical FAC, had ASW capabilities, with sonar and light torpedoes. Actions. Libya's Navy first saw military action during an encounter with the United States Sixth Fleet in March 1986 in the action in the Gulf of Sidra, when 1 missile boat and a corvette were destroyed, and other ships were damaged by A6s. Unusually, some of these attacks were performed successfully, with CBUs like the Mk-20 Rockeye designed as an anti-tank weapon. In July 1984, the Ro-Ro ferrygat is believed to have mined the Red Sea a few kilometers south of the Suez Canal. Approximately 19 ships were damaged, including a Soviet container ship which was the first to be hit on the 9th of July. The Islamic Jihad organization took responsibility for the incident. However, Egypt's President Hosni Mubarak did not believe the claims and blamed Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. Other sources agreed after it was learned that the ship took 15 days to complete a voyage that normally would take 8 days. The head of the Libyan Minelaying Division was on board, and that, when inspected by French officials in Marseille, the aft door was damaged, due to concerns about the safety and potential lost revenue from the canal. Egypt asked for assistance in sweeping the mines in a complex operation that involved minehunters from the French, British, Italian, Dutch, and U.S. navies. The British located a Soviet-made mine, which was most likely sold to Libya after 1981 and was later caused problems for Egypt. During the 2011 Libyan civil war, Libyan Navy missile boats docked in Tripoli and began bombarding opposition-controlled residential areas outside the city centre, leading to many casualties. On 25 February 2011, naval officers in the rebel-controlled areas declared their full support for the 17th of February movement against the government. Anti-government forces claimed that the Libyan Navy shelled rebel positions during the Battle of Ras Lanuf. They also conducted a naval landing operation with 4 boats to flank rebel forces in Ras Lanuf. On 9 July 2011, several light inflatable craft were destroyed by NATO warships when they were on their way to attack the rebel-held city of Misrata. One of the NATO ships involved in the action was HMS York. On 17 August 2011, RAF Tornado GR-4 struck a moving Libyan Navy patrol boat with paveway IV bombs. The boat had been observed supporting pro-Gaddafi forces during the Second Battle of Zawiya. In early 2014, the Navy has been enforcing a central government blockade of rebel-held ports in eastern Libya. On several occasions, naval vessels have fired warning shots at tankers approaching Sidra, in an attempt to stop the rebels funding themselves through oil sales. Ships: 1 times Vosper Mk7 frigate Dat Asawari, 4 times Assad-class corvettes, 3 of 4 times Ninotchka-class corvettes, 1 sunk by U.S. Navy in 1985, 1 damaged 25 March 1986, repaired in the USSR 1990, some light units of OSA and Jaguar class, 3 times Polnosny-class landing ships, 1 LSD ship, some minor vessels. Ships: frigates 2 times Coney-class frigates 212 Al-Hani, 213 Al-Gardabia. Armament: 4 times SSN-2 C-Styx SSMs, 2 times SAR-N-4 SAMs, 4 times 76mm guns, 4 times 30mm guns, 4 times 406mm torpedoes, 1 times RBU 6000A S mortar, 20 mines. Corvettes: 2 times Ninotchka-class corvettes 416 Tariq Ibn Ziyad, 418 Ain Zara. Armament: 4 times SSN-2 C-Styx SSMs, 2 times SAR-N-4 SAMs, 2 times 57mm guns MFPBs. MFPBs 9 times combatant 2 fast attack craft. Armament: 4 times Otomat SSMs, 1 times 76mm gun, 2 times 40mm guns, 12 times OSA class missile boats. Armament: 4 times SSN-2 C-Styx SSMs, 4 times 30mm guns. Mine warfare vessels: 9 times Natya class minesweepers. Armament: 4 times 30mm guns, 4 times 25mm guns, 2 times RBU 1200A S mortars, 10 mines. Acoustic and magnetic sweep. In addition to several auxiliary and landing craft, oceanographic research ship Nor, a former trawler converted in the 1970s, was stricken in 2002. Submarines: 6 times Foxtrot-class submarine. In 1982, Libya received 6 Foxtrot-class military submarines from the Soviet Union. However, since 1984, no submarine patrols are reported to have been conducted. In 1993, 1 submarine was reported sunk, and another one was abandoned in Lithuania due to international sanctions. Further reports circulated about 1 submarine being refitted in 2003, but they have since turned out to be false. In 2011, during the Libyan civil war, 1 submarine was captured by the rebels at the Benghazi naval base. Ships: frigates: 1 times Coney-class frigate 212 Al-Hani ship being refitted in Malta. Armament: 4 times SSN-2 C-Styx SSMs, 2 times SAR-N-4 SAMs, 4 times 76mm guns, 4 times 30mm guns, 4 times 406mm torpedoes, 1 times RBU 6000A S mortar, 20 mines. Mine warfare vessels: 2 times Natya class minesweepers. Armament: 4 times 30mm guns, 4 times 25mm guns, 2 times RBU 1200A S mortars, 10 mines. Acoustic and magnetic sweep. submarines 1x Foxtrot-class submarine landing ships 2x Polnosny C-132 Ibn OUF, sighted in Toulon where she will be refitted. 134 Ibn Haritha, sighted in Casa shipyard in Malta where she will be refitted. Naval infrastructure. Naval bases in the 2011 Libyan Civil War: Homs, Benghazi, Misrata, Tobruk, Tripoli, Derna, Sirte. Ship maintenance and repair facilities at Tripoli with foreign technicians for repair of vessels of up to 6,000 tons dead weight, a 3,200-ton lift floating docks at Benghazi and Tobruk.